Quick one. As you're joining, please feel free to say hi in the comment section. You could just drop your name and your location, where you're joining from, your city, where in your city, if you don't mind. So we get to, start meeting each other before we kick off. Thank you. And as you're joining, please please mute your microphone. Some people join and we hear noise from their end. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Please, if you're just joining, can you please mute your mic? Okay, I think we can start now. We have quite a number of people on this call already. Good morning, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me. Okay, all right, good. Okay, my name is Korede. Welcome to the Bob Africa Fellowship at the Bob Africa, and I'm pleased to have everyone here on the call. So this is our first orientation. For those of you that applied to the fellowship program, this is going to be our first orientation. I'll be talking about so many things. What we do at the Board of Africa, and we also have our CEO and also some of the team on this call, and also an alumni that has gone through this program who is going to be sharing his experience too with you. All right, so first on our list will be our CEO's address, CEO 1D, who is going to be addressing us, giving us one or two things. And also we're talking about fellowship at the Board. Like I said earlier, what we do here, how our program runs, and also the courses. And then one of our alumni that has gone through the program, Funto, will also be talking about his journey with us here and all the things he learned, what he has passed through, and things like that. Then we'll get the opportunity to also ask him questions, where he's going to answer all our questions also. And also we have our community manager that will be talking to us about our community and what we need to know about the community and what we do. Okay. So let me just hand over to One Day, our CEO, who is going to be addressing us now. One Day, over to you, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And for those who are giving me a round of applause, I want to thank you. I am humbled. Can you guys hear me and can you see me?
Yes, we can.
I hear you.
All right. Um, Thank you very much. My name is Wande Adams. I lead the team at the Bob Africa, and we are so excited, honored, privileged to have you join us in the work that we're doing. So let me give you a little bit of a background story. In 2018, myself and my co-founder, who is also a big brother to me, came together to solve some of Africa's most pressing needs by building a technology company. So we started a company called Innovate Solutions in Lekki Phase 1. While we were running that business, shortly into that business, towards the end of 2018, we identified a major gap that people were looking for work, right? And we were looking for talent, but we couldn't find quality talent, and unemployment was high. And so we figured, we needed to dig deeper into why this is a problem. And so we did some research and spoke to a lot of people, and PwC joined us in this research, and come to find out that, you know, the population is just not equipped with 21st century skill sets. And so that was the first problem. Then the next problem was, you know, why, so if unemployment is high and people are not skilled with 21st century skill sets, let's look at what the global demand for 21st century skill set is saying. And then we then realize that there is a global demand for software developers. The globe does not have enough. US and Europe contribute about 12 million trained engineers across the globe, while Africa is only contributing less than 1 million. And Africa has a younger population, a more vibrant population, and the literacy rate is very high. So we looked at all of those things, and then we said, you know what, we needed to create a ladder of opportunity that brings young Africans into prominence in their career, right? And so we decided that we're going to launch a tech hub that is going to serve as a talent incubator, and that's how we birthed the Bob Africa. So the Bob Africa is a talent network. Olumide, I'm sorry, Corey, if you can put the screen back up. So the Bob Africa is a
Oh,
talent
yes, I'm looking at
incubator.
it. Sorry about that one.
If you want me to share my screen, I can. Just let me know. The Bob Africa is a talent incubator that connects innovation from Africa to global opportunities. And how do we do this? Um, we, if you look at the ecosystem, there is no institution that does not need technology. As a matter of fact, to innovate in the 21st century, you need technology. And what this means is that all your banks, your hospitals, government, schools, agriculture, the food you eat, roads, everything, the new way of producing and servicing is through technology. And so if that's the case, it means that there is a new there's a new revolution, industrial revolution, and this time around it's through technology. So when we have a country whose average is 18, whose youth unemployment is over 50%, um, and a lot of students graduate every year and can't find good paying jobs. It is a no-brainer that we consider training them in one of the top 5 most lucrative careers in the world. And so that's why we've created the Bob Africa. What do? We are a pipeline and a backbone to the ecosystem of technology. Why? Because the ecosystem of technology needs talent locally and globally. And so what that means is we train, we place, we outsource, and we also help companies build their products using the quality talent that have gone through our pipeline. And as we move along, you hear some wonderful stories. I'm glad Fonto is here as well to share his story of how he came to our ecosystem, we placed him with one of our partners, and he's doing very well with that partner. So that's a little bit of an introduction. Just to give you a little background on me, I born in Nigeria, went to primary and secondary school in Nigeria, and then moved to the US to further my education. I studied accounting in school at the University of Baltimore and then a master's degree at the University of Maryland in forensic accounting. I had never worked as a day as an accountant. Um, while I was in uni, I had a part-time job that gave us access to a tech training. And so I took a course in database administration, liked it, enjoyed it, became very good at it, and then pursued that path in my career. Even though I was pursuing that path in my career, it was important for me to still get my degree. So that's why I graduated with an accounting degree and then a master's in forensic accounting. My career, I've worked as a database administrator all the way to database engineer, manager database engineer at one of the largest telecom in the US, Verizon Technologies. I'm sorry, Verizon Telecoms. And shortly after that, I moved to work for the US government. I was working as a contractor for the Homeland Security, where we were working on securing US travel docs. In 2018, I packed my bags and came back home to become an entrepreneur, and that's been my journey. So since 2018, I've been hustling and bustling with you guys in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm loving every bit of it. It comes with its challenges, but if Nigeria don't make you, where's the best place to make you is the way I think about it. So that's my background. We started the Bob in 2020. We have an amazing team that I would like to introduce right now. So as I call on you, just unmute yourself and say hi to the team. Our program manager is currently on leave, so ably deputizing for him is his able deputy, our assistant program manager, Mr. Patrick Ashu.
Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our orientation today. We're pleased to have you here. We're really looking forward to having this going. And as Wande has said, he's our leader here. He leads the team. And we all, we all sip from his passion, to impact the life of young people. And it gives us pleasure and great joy, to see people like you joining us today for the first time. And then in a few months from now, we invite them over here to share their testimonials, as a proof to what we are currently doing. We are happy to have you join us. We are happy you have this interest to be in tech, and we'll do everything possible, to ensure we give you a soft landing, we equip you with the requisite skills and give you the support and the push that you need, to launch your career and also gain a very good employment with the big guns in the ecosystem, both locally and internationally. I'm pleased to be here, and you're welcome once again. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm gonna go to someone who you've been dealing with, or you're going to continue to deal with a lot. Please, if you're a member of the team, just turn on your video so it's easy for me to see you, as opposed to scrolling on the side. I want to make sure that I call those that are here. Next up, I'd like to introduce to you Korede Samuel.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wendy. Hi, everyone. I know I know some of you here because we've been in contact, and it's a pleasure seeing you guys here. And I can't wait to have everyone here, if possible, join this fellowship program and come and experience the best that you can get. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Korede. Korede is our program coordinator for this program specifically. So you're going to be dealing with him on a day-to-day basis. Also on this call, one of our managers, our media and marketing manager, Daniel Nechi. I saw Daniel's name earlier. Is Daniel with us? All right. Daniel leads all of our all of our work around media marketing, PR. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Our Joel and Able community manager, one of our favorite troublesome makers at the Bulb Africa, Favor Lema.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm your community manager and it's good to have you here. I'll be managing you guys going forward from now till forever.
From now till forever, I like that. And you would hear why she says from now till forever. Thank you, Favor. Is Gabriel with us? Patrick, anyone else on your team here? I can't see their videos. If you're on the team, just wave at me or unmute yourself and call my name so I can introduce you.
We have so many people here. Gabriel is here.
Good
We
morning.
also have Jessica here. I got to see
All
Jessica.
right. Let me introduce another one of my favorite Joels. Jessica is our social media manager. Jessica, can you say a word or two, please?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone can hear me. Good morning. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you. So good to see you here.
All right. If I don't have anyone else, I guess
Shay is
through the
here.
who?
Shay.
Sheyi, oh my God. Okay, trouble. So Sheyi is our executive assistant at the Bulb Africa. Sheyi.
Hello, everyone. A pleasure to meet you. And yes, I hope your time here is as prosperous as mine has been. Welcome to the family.
Thank you, Sheyi. If we don't have anyone else, as they come in, please let me know. I'd like to introduce and honor everyone that comes in. So let's go into it. There's a reason why you're here today. You've learned about me. You've learned about the Bulb. You've met some of the team members. You're going to eventually meet some more as we go along, either through the course of today's orientation or during your program. So you're here today at the Bulb. We've talked about what we do. We are driven by impact, and that's why if you look behind me, our core values are impact, excellence, and love. And what that means is in every single thing that we do, we want to make sure that we're tracking the impact. So when you hear the community manager tell you that this person is here to manage the community with you and build a relationship with you for life, is because at every step of the way after training, the next impact that you're going to make is a career. The next impact is the growth in your career. The next impact is, those that you are going to be giving back to and those that you're going to be creating the opportunity that you have access from. I just want every one of you to think today as looking at a ladder that leads to opportunity. And that's what the Bulb Africa is trying to give to you today. So at the Bulb Africa, if you go to the next slide, please, our vision is to be Africa's leading platform that connects innovation to global opportunities. And what do we mean by this? We mean that we are trying to equip you with skill sets that can allow you access opportunities locally or even internationally. Our mission, which is the way we do what we do, is to inspire and empower the next generation of tech experts and innovators to build transferable and transportable skill sets for the fast-changing global workspace. So what we do at the Bulb, we have the Institute, which is what you are a part of. The Institute is an institution that we use to provide training programs from next gen to fellowship at the Bulb to career advanced to startup academy. And then we have what we call the startup engine, where we try to find startups that are building some of Africa's most pressing, some that are building startups that are solving some of Africa's most pressing needs. And then we, incubate them and, accelerate them and help them get to the next stage. A few startups have been through our program, and they are now in, global accelerators like Techstars and YC and Co. And then we have communities at the Bob where you would see for every lady here today, we welcome you to join our biggest community, Tech Joel Africa. You will learn more from the community manager about that. There are several communities that we have under the Bob ecosystem that we invite everyone to join. So under the institute, like I mentioned, we have under the institute, we have fellowship at the Bob, we have career. So fellowship at the Bob targets unemployed 18 to 40-year-old Africans that are looking to create a career in tech. It's a 4 to 6 month program that is the goal of our training is to get you to employment status. So this is not a school where you graduate and you are applying to the next school. So it's not primary school and you're applying to secondary school. The goal is not for you to go to another training program. It is not secondary school trying to go into university. It is a training that gets you from where you are to a career, to the beginning of your tech career. And then after that, if you want to keep learning, if you want to keep upgrading yourself, which is something that is highly recommended, because in this space, technology changes like every day. So that's what Next Gen targets 7 to 17. We also believe to solve this problem of unemployment and to solve this problem of low tech talent globally. We need to catch them young. So we train kids out to code from 7 to 17. We train them in several stacks. Career advance are for those who are currently in a career, but they are underemployed. So maybe you study computer science in school, but you're working as a front desk or a cleaner, and you need to, advance your career. You can take our nights, weekends, and online courses to be able to do that. So that targets the underemployed. And Startup Academy targets our startup founders. So what is the fellowship program? Korede, is this still all part of my slides, or you guys have to take this from here?
Wande, feel free to lead. I think it's always interesting listening to you.
All right.
At any point in time, if you want to drop off, we are fine. We can take it from there, but please feel free to continue. Thank you.
All right. So what is the fellowship program? It is an empowerment program that allows us to train and certify young Africans interested in software engineering. So we're nurturing tech talent, training, we're providing solutions, and then we're creating services. This is the pipeline for employment. And so again, we just want to stress and reiterate, and I like to coin it in one way. As you are coming into this program today, think of it as you investing the next 4 to 6 months of your life into your life. So what does this mean? If you're able to put in, like, tell your girlfriend, babe, I don't have time right now. Tell your kids, baby, that is a little busy at the moment. Sacrifice the next 4 to 6 months and it is going to pay off. And so again, we just want to have it at the back of your mind that your mindset towards this program has to change. If you came into this program thinking that you just need to learn something, you might as well drop off today and just go on LinkedIn and take a certification. If you've come into this program because you need to start your career in tech and get a good paying job and continue to grow from there and change your fortunes, then you need to know that this is the time for you to dig deep, sacrifice, and work hard. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but those that have gone through the hard work, I can tell you right now that when they testify to you, the story is different. So I'm going to tell one or two stories before I hand over to the team for them to continue. In the last 3 years, there are people that have attended this orientation that I'm going to tell their stories. One of my favorite ones to tell is the guy used to work at a Chicken Republic. During COVID, saw our application, call for application, applied, spent 6 months at the Bulb. His first job, it was so impressive. We hired him internally. Shortly after that, GT Bank. Today, he works at another, an African international bank, and is doing amazingly well, earning like he's a senior software developer. So when we say that this is a potential for you to start earning in seven figures, meaning 1 million and above monthly, this is the career that does that for you. Another one was a teacher that was laid off during COVID. Today is a software engineer at, he has an international job as a software engineer. We've had people that have accessed our student loan and paid it off within 2 months because the first job they got paid them $3,000 a month. So why are we telling you these stories? The same way we have success stories is the same way we have some people that have come in and they've not understood the type of sacrifice that they needed to give. You are not going to be spoon-fed. We are going to drive you hard. But we are going to drive you hard, and the next 6 months may be uncomfortable. But like I learned in Acumen, you need to step into the discomfort. If you step into the discomfort and you try as much as possible to navigate your way, I promise you, your story will be one of the positive ones that we want to share. At this point, I'm going to hand over back to the team. But before I go, I'd like to take 1 or 2 questions. So
Okay, so if
just indicate by raising your hand. I'm going to take 4, maximum 4. So the first 4 people. Okay, I see Yusuf 1, Good Luck 2, Wisdom 3, and Isaac 4. So let's stop there. So let's start with Yusuf. Yusuf, you can go ahead and ask your question now. Yusuf, there is a number 5. You can go ahead and ask your question now. If not, we're going to bump you.
Yusuf, on mute, please.
All right, if we don't have Yusuf, can we take Good Luck, please?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Good Luck.
Yes, it's indeed a privilege to be found among great minds of this kind. Is I want to channel my questions towards the loan aspect. I think you spoke briefly on that. So my question is like the loan, is it a specific amount that will be allocated or just based on the program you are currently working on? That's one. And two, will it also cover the facilities in terms of the equipment that you need for that training, such as things about system and the rest? And
right.
then the payment, how is the payment structure like? The payment plan structure like?
All right, thank you for that good question. So this is a very important question, and I would want to implore everyone to take notes now. First, there are 2, and then I think there's a 3rd option coming up for our student loan. Let me start with the payment mode for the program. There are 3 payment modes. The cheapest option will be to fully pay upfront. You guys know the cost that you, or the track that you want to take, and you know the price, you know how much it costs. If you fully pay upfront, it is discounted. The second option will be for you to set up what we call a payment plan with the Bulb Africa. And what that means is you pay a down payment, and every month there's a schedule that will be given to you every month, or according to that schedule, you will pay. That is, also a good way to pay for your program. By the end of your program, you would have fully paid. The third option, now those first two options, it only covers any registration fee, processing fee, and your tuition, right? The third option is a student loan scheme that we have in partnership with some financial institutions. As you can imagine, the Bulb Africa is not a bank, so we can't loan you money. However, if you go through the student loan option, there are two options. There is one partner that we have called Rosabon, and Rosabon's plan, if we have guys, if you guys have a slide on Rosabon and sci-fi, I would like for you to pull it up now. If you don't, I'll just speak through it. And I hope that the guys are taking notes. So Rosabon allows you to access a loan that can be paid off in 6 to 12 months at a specific interest rate. But that loan can only be accessed by salary earners. So if you're not able to access the loan because you don't have a job right now, if you have a guarantor or someone that wants to co-sign with you that can apply for the loan on your behalf, that is more than welcome. Rosabon would take those types of application. But again, Rosabon's loan is the option is for you to pay within 6 to 12 months of you accessing the loan. The second option for the loan is through an initiative under the Central Bank of Nigeria called the Creative Industry Financing Initiative. That loan allows Nigerians to borrow up to 3 million naira towards a software development training at a certified facility like ours. So CBN has certified us. So all we have to do is send all of your information to our partner bank. You would have to open so here are the requirements. For you to apply for that loan, one, you have to be a university graduate. You have to have completed your NYSC. You have to have a Nigerian identification number. You have to provide two guarantors. One of them has to have a certain amount because the person is going to sign a statement of net worth. And you have to open a bank account with our partner bank, and you have to sign a bond agreement that your salaries will be paid to that partner bank till your loan is fully paid. So you must have gotten this document that is being shared right now for you to, for those that are interested in the sci-fi loan, for you to sending the soft copies of these documents, open a Paralex bank account. Paralex Bank is our partner bank for your cohort. So open a Paralex bank account and fund the Paralex bank account, pay the processing fee, and then all of your information will be sent to Paralex Bank to apply for the loan. Now, 3 million naira, what can you use it for? So you, the student, get to decide how much you want to access. What can you use it for? It covers your tuition and all of the processing and registration fees that may be involved in this. It also covers if you want to buy any laptop or any training materials. It also covers if you want to use some of the money for accommodation during this period. Now, for this loan, CBN gives you a 9-month moratorium. Sorry, CBN gives a 9-month, the Bulb gives a 6-month moratorium on this loan, which means that we expect you to start paying after 6 months of taking the loan. And you have the 24 months to pay the loan, to fully pay the loan. So again, each person is going to apply for how much they need and what they want to use the fund for. and then you will get a feedback on the breakdown of what your monthly will be. You also get to decide if you want to pay it annually, if you want to pay it in 1 year rather, or you want to pay it in 24 months. So that's the third option for the loan. We have not closed it out yet, but it is a bit similar to Rosabon. Now, the CBN Sci-Fi loan, my advice is for as many of you that can apply for the Rosabon loan, apply for the Rosabon loan, okay, and the CBN Creative Industry Financing. Why? If you apply for both, if Rosabon approves you, right, even though Rosabon is not the favorite one or the better loan, if Rosabon approves you and CBN approves you, you can take the fund from CBN to pay Rosabon back. Why? Because Rosabon's approval process is faster and more guaranteed than CBN. As you know, we're talking about a very bureaucratic system, so it may take time for your loan to be approved, and you cannot fully gain your admission until your loan is approved. So I hope you guys all got that, because there was a lot that I covered there. Whoever asked that question, if you have a follow-up, just put it in the chat. I will follow it up. But let me take the next person. Wisdom.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. My questions are in two phases. The first one has been touched, which is the loan aspect, and then the second one is the lagging of the website, because when I was registering, it took long before the website was able to load. I don't know if it's the same platform we'll be using for the training. And then I will now go back to the loan aspect. I actually was given a deadline for the loan processing on Friday. My guarantor was ready to process the form, and he also has the capability. But then I had to draw back because I was I gave a reply to the email that gave me the proceed me to the next stage if the loan payment is attached to after I get a job to be able to pay back, or it's regardless of whether I get a job immediately after the training. So I want to be clear if I will be paying back the loan once I get a job. That will be 6 months already is gone. And then so after 6 months, I'm expected to at least get the job in the 7th month. So it doesn't mean that I will start paying after I get the job, or it's regardless of me getting a job. But then you were explaining something similar from CBN and Rosabon. So I needed to be sure if it's related to me getting a job. That's when I'll start making the loan repayment. And then if that's settled, would I still be able to continue with the process, because I've already passed the deadline that I was given to complete the admission process? That's last week Friday. So if this loan application process is clear enough for me, I wanted to be sure if I can then proceed with my guarantor to fill out the form. And then now that you say we can do Rosabon and CBN, we also need a consistent guide, like a follow-up from, I don't know if it's Jewel now that will be taking, because there's a email replier named Jewel. So I don't know if it's the person that will be handling my processing, or if there's any other means to get a prompt response on the processing activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Wisdom. Fantastic question. First of all, Jessica, can you get Daniel and you guys, your team, look at the website? I don't know why there's a lag on it. Can you guys, so Wisdom, that's a technical issue that needs to be resolved. That website is not where your training is going to be on. So be rest assured that you will not have those issues during training. I believe that answers that. Now to your follow-up question, it depends on the loan that you take, but again, it really depends on you. You're going to hear from Funto today. Funto, are you there? Are you there already?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
What month did you get a job?
By June.
No, not sorry. You got a job during the program. You got your first internship
Yes.
during the program, right? So you didn't even finish
Yes.
the program before you got your first internship. And then by the time you're
Yes.
done, you already had a job, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So the reason why I pointed that out and why I wanted you to hear from someone that has been in your position is, one, Funto came in prepared because he had self-taught, he had done so many things to get himself to the point where, he was ready. However, he just knew that he needed that structured training, right? So when Funto came in, yes, granted, Funto came with a little bit of not, I won't say experience now, knowledge, right? But then it depends on how you apply yourself, right? There are situations where people actually end up getting a job during the program. We still encourage them to finish the program so that they go through the entire curriculum like Fonto did. But then after the program, what we do is to ensure that we put you in front of as many employers as possible. So you may not know, we will be sending your CVs out. Thank you, Patrick. So Patrick and Corey, if you guys can answer some of the questions in the, and this is not a Q&A session, this is more so questions for me, but let me indulge you guys. We won't take, we would only take up to Francis, so we'll take the remaining 7 questions here, but we need to be very fast about it so that I can give you guys some time back for you to enjoy your orientation. So again, we will create employment opportunities. You are required to get yourself a job, which means that you need to hustle hard. To the question, is it after you get a job that you start paying back? Unfortunately, banks don't work like that, right? The sci-fi loan does give you a moratorium. The sci-fi loan gives you a moratorium, the Rosa bond does not. So what that means is, regardless of you getting a job, that money is owed. What we will do is to do our part to make sure that you are employable. You are the one that needs to know that you need to learn fast, you need to grow fast. That's why I said this is a sacrifice. For the next 6 months, you don't have time to socialize. For the next 6 months, your girlfriend, your wife, your baby mamas, your parents, siblings, they have to give you some space, because this is a major sacrifice that you're making and you must not mess with it. But it's easier for you to pay these loans when you get a job, but you must pay the loan back as at when the loan is due if you don't want the banks to now institute recovery. I hope that answers that question. If you have a follow-up, put it in the chat. Isaac, if I call your name and you don't unmute yourself in 5 seconds, we'll move on to the next person. Isaac, okay. How you doing, Isaac?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm fine. Sorry, I had 3 questions to ask, but you've addressed 2 out of the question.
Okay.
And the last question is, well, you've made mention about a software engineer. So are there other applicants that are really interested in maybe project management or product management, product designer, and so ever? Are they also having this kind of opportunity to go for this loan you've been explaining?
You will hear from the team later. I believe there's a slide here that talks about all of the different tracks. You would hear from that is part of this presentation. Thank you.
Okay.
Praises.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I actually have three strings of questions. One of it is I just needed to know in terms of statistics, how many people you've trained so far, and how many of them have been, what percentage of them are currently employed?
Patrick, can you put the stats in the chat? Next, Praises. Praises, you said you have three questions.
Yeah, no, those are my questions. They're
Okay,
just linked
all
to
right. The stats will be put in the chat for you. Thank you. Can we get Adeyinka?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Adeyinka.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Adenka from Kwara State. My question is, I got a form for guarantor and personal guarantor form, which I filled. Then yesterday I got another email from, I think, Paralex, or I can't remember the bank, for me to fill again. Am I to fill that one too, regardless of the one I filled before? I don't really understand.
Are you accessing the student loan?
Yes.
Which loan are you trying to access, Rosabon or Sci-Fi?
I think that's Sci-Fi. The CBN loan.
If you are trying to access the CBN loan, follow the instructions in that document that you received. I believe it is straightforward, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the information that you received is showing you the process of you accessing the Sci-Fi loan. It has to go through a bank, and the partner bank this time around is Parallax Bank, which means you have to open a Parallax Bank account.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, Ansel, Eminike, and Nuruddin, can you hold on to your questions till there's a Q&A? We're going to be taking the last person now, Francis. Please lower your hands. You can ask your questions later. Thank you. Francis, please go ahead.
What's going on? Come.
Hello, Francis, we can't hear you. All right, Francis, I would recommend that you type your question in the chat box, and then we can respond. At this point, I want to say thank you all, and thank you for joining us. We look forward to working with you. We look forward to impacting your lives. We look forward to creating a wonderful career with you. At this point, I just want to ask one last question by show of hands. Sorry, let me do this. That's not what I'm trying to do. By show of hands, if you are applying for the Sci-Fi loan and you have filled all of the information that was sent from Parallax Bank, can you please raise your hand in the chat using the raise hand feature? So, Corrine, we're only getting one person that has filled all the information. The deadline, okay, we have two now. The deadline is fast approaching. Corrine, when is the deadline?
This Friday.
this Friday, which means that for those who are trying to pay for their tuition using the sci-fi loan, if you do not fully complete all of these things, submit the soft copies of all your documents and open the Parallax bank account, pay your processing fee, and follow all the instructions in that document, you will have to select another mode of payment. So again, if you're applying for a loan and you are not approved, you are more than welcome to pay upfront or switch to the payment plan. But if you don't, for those that are applying for both, as a matter of fact, both Rosabon and the sci-fi loan, if you do not complete your application by Friday, unfortunately, you will be left with the other two options, which is pay upfront or installment. Thank you all. You can drop your hands now, and I hand over back to the team. Corey, Patrick.
All right. Thank you so much, Wendy. We really appreciate. In fact, I was I was carried away. I was almost applying for the fellowship program with all what you've said, and I remember that, oh, I'm the programs coordinator. Focus, really focus. Thank you so much, Wendy. So much information. We really appreciate. So everyone that will still have questions, don't worry. There's a session for questions and answers. Don't worry, you have your time and opportunity to do that. Let's just go ahead with the slides. Patrick, over to you. Thank you so much. Thank you once again, Wendy.
One more thing before Patrick comes back. Corey, you can invite me back for Q&A.
All right, fine.
I'm gonna step out now. Invite me back for Q&A.
Okay, fine. No problem.
Enjoy your orientation, guys, and welcome.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Wande, for that one. Guys, you guys wanted to turn our CEO session into our Q&A. It's all good. We'll do everything within our power to provide you as much answers as possible. We've been taking note of all the questions you've been dropping, and we are looking forward to more questions, during the Q&A session. Okay, Corey, I think you can move to the next slide. Wande has touched this particular bit about our fellowship program. So our next slide should be, before our courses, our approach and methodology. So if you paid attention while our CEO was speaking, you would see that our fellowship program was designed from a need-based perspective. So there was a need, right? And then we did some more research, to build a solution that tackles those needs directly. Now, prior to this time, you would find out that most of the programs, most of the tech training programs, and just to mention this, when we say tech training here, just as someone mentioned, if there are other courses that doesn't have to do with coding, yes, when I say tech training, I'm basically talking about the entire tech, including the non-coding courses like product management and the rest. Yeah. So if you notice, prior to this time, most of the tech training programs you get are the ones, sometimes you just come, you pay, you receive this program, and you go, right? But we have been able to design a more holistic program such that we don't just train you, we don't just equip you with the skill, but we give you other requisite support and push that you need, not just to even secure a job, but to have a safe landing into the space, right? By that, we have several other activities that are outside the classroom training that you receive. We have even training that covers the soft skills, not just your technical skills now, so at the end of the day, when you leave, you're well furnished, to fit into any tech company or any organization that you're going to be working with. Yeah. So from the Deeds perspective, we designed our curriculum and content, using blueprints and using international standards that help us deliver a world-class training to you. So we do both the theoretical and also the practical content. If you check the next key component here, you see project-based learning. In addition to all of this, we also ensure during the course of your training, you get to, practicalize the things you learn. We have capstone project, we have peer learning sessions. We have sessions where you come together in groups, to to test the things you're working. And in most cases, we may not have captured this for the purpose of this orientation, but we also do lots of other services, for example, software development, consultancy, and the likes of that. So we have our team, our project management team, and our developers who, we engage, or who our clients, give contracts to, and they build several solutions to. And in most cases, we get to bring some of you who are our trainees to work with them. Right. So what we try to do is, at the end of the day, we don't just want you to be trained and just leave. We want you to also have something you can reference to and say you have hands-on experience. So within the period of 6 months, you should be able to engage or participated in a project or two, so that you can even add that to your resume, right? And say and take some credit for it, that you work with a team to develop this, you work with a team to develop that, in addition to other perks and other support that we provide to you. So our project, our program, takes on a project-based learning approach where, as I mentioned earlier, you have numerous hands-on tasks, that will be completed individually and in small groups. At least one industry-grade project, will be completed by each trainee during the program. And the benefits of this, not just, for, giving you that hands-on experience, it's also to help you boost your profile and have something in your portfolio. Then we have the facilitation and delivery, where we deploy high engaging technical sessions delivered by technical and highly competent facilitators. And we also have the ongoing facilitation support, where you can reach out to your facilitators, you can reach out to even others who've gone ahead of you in our alumni community, to ask questions or to seek for help and guidance where necessary. So we also have, and this also include our virtual interaction session, where we have several platforms. We have the Zoom platform, we have the Slack platform, we have Discord, where we host our alumni communities and other experts who are there as well. So you have all of these resources at your disposal. And then also monitoring of your participation and progress. We evaluate, we test you. We have several stand-up sessions where you come to share the things you've learned so far. If you're working on a product, you get to share what you're working on. You get live feedback, you get support and other resources that you may need, to develop a particular skill at every point in time. So our approach and methodology is holistic. Our curriculum and content are well robust, and we are actively updating them, and also training our trainers to the best of our ability, to ensure that they are in line and in tune with industry trends and standards, because the space is really dynamic. I mean, a framework or a structure or an architecture that you could use to build a solution last year could have upgraded or should be upgraded by this year. So you realize that you may be working with something that has gotten an improvement, something that has gotten a more efficient version, right, or a more efficient approach that you may don't know. But one of the things we do for you here is we are up to date. We are in the industry. We deploy all standards and all latest trends that the industry has, and we ensure that these are delivered to you, to give you a good experience and to, equip you with the skill and competencies to challenge your counterparts globally, not just in Nigeria or in Africa, as we are in right now. So if we move to our next slide, which Korede is going to be taking, you see the various courses. And I think this would speak to one of the questions that someone asked our CEO a few minutes ago. So Korede, you can proceed and take the various courses that we have displayed here.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that. Oh, okay, all right. I know someone just recently asked that is it just only coding courses we have? No, we don't. It's not just coding courses. We also have courses like product management that you necessarily do not need any coding. You don't have to learn how to code to be a product manager. Also product design and data analytics. But for data analytics, you just need just a light coding for data analytics because of some topics you'll be touching. You just have to brush on some coding. We also we have our core engineering courses like JavaScript, DevOps, .NET, Java, the quality assurance testing, software quality assurance testing. We also have mobile development and Python. So those are the core engineering courses that require heavy coding, unlike the product management and the product design and the data analytics. And I don't know if anyone has mentioned, but also we have mode of training, which is physical and also virtual. Physical is where you get to come to the facility, one-on-one teaching with your facilitator, where you get to meet with your team, bond together and solve problems together. That's a physical. Why? Or for the virtual, you join on our virtual platform, which is going to be on Teams, and also get to learn, and also you get the opportunity for team bonding and also solving issues too with your team. Okay, next on the slide.
Currently,
Yes,
if need be, let me just quickly just share just throw some light on the courses, right? That we do, in case this may want to aid anybody in making the right choice, that aligns with their goal. So .NET, for example, is the .NET platform is a set of technologies, right, from Microsoft that used to build robust solutions, that powers various industry. For example, you see with .NET, you find out that most developers can use it to build apps and APIs, with the ASP.NET Core. You can also leverage that, for mobile apps with Xamarin, games with Unify, IoT solutions with Azure IoT Hub, desktop app for Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. And I think over more than 50% or more, of the infrastructure used by banking and fintech institutions are built on the .NET platform. JavaScript, on the other hand, Corey, please confirm if you can hear me.
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I got kicked out for a bit. So JavaScript is another awesome one, where it's safe to say it's one of the world's most popular programming language that uses HTML and CSS, for nearly all websites. JavaScript enables you to build several products, backend services with not just Express. It also helps you to build your front end web application with your React. It also, I think you can also use your JavaScript full stack, to build your web apps and also mobile applications as well using your React Native. All of those are possible with your JavaScript. It's so popular that engineers, continually, use some of these, and it's basically one of the most sought after, in the industry so far. Then we have your DevOps engineering. DevOps engineers work with software developers, in the IT and other to deliver. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Already,
Patrick.
can you hear
Yes,
me?
Patrick. Yes, Patrick.
Yeah, so they work with team of developers, to deliver software solutions, that are faster in a stabilized operating environment. Among several responsibilities, you find out that as a DevOps engineer, you could automate with software release process, you could administer cloud infrastructure, you could monitor and secure deployment and various others and things that, DevOps engineering, encompasses. Then for the non-coding in quotes, you have we have our product design and product management. Product designers, are professionals, and there's a strong demand for this, especially with the high rate of competition in the space right now, where you have innovators, and startups building various solutions, right? So it helps, as a professional, it helps you to design and create user experience on product for consumer consumptions. Also, as a product designer, your responsibility covers researching the product based on target audience expectations, competition, like I mentioned earlier, to give you an edge in designing something that beats your competitors. Also, as a designer, it helps you in designing user interfaces and user experiences, and it also helps you, in evolving and improving existing product in a situation where you're probably hired or contracted to join a startup who has an existing product, and you guys are not just building from scratch. Then, of course, product management is another interesting one. As this role, helps to identify the customer needs and business objectives, sort of intertwined with product design. Because as a product manager, you should be aware of managing a product, right? So for a project manager, some of your key responsibilities, which you're going to be participating or which you're going to be engaged in live during your training, is the understanding and representation of user needs, monitoring and marketing, developing competitive analysis, which is also part of what a product designer also does. So you guys are basically going to be working hand in gloves, and also designing the vision of a product. So as it stands, management, it has to do with the overall design, building, and also launch of a product. And also one very key thing, as a product manager that you get to do is prioritizing product features and capabilities, to meet the needs and specification that has been designed. And also we have data analytics, that helps you collect, process and transform or participate in analyzing statistical data, on large data sets. Some of the responsibilities as a data analyst that you get is, collecting data, collating them, designing and maintaining databases, cleaning up data, and also you get to use tools, various tools, several of them, to interpret your data and make sense out of it. Also documenting and improving processes of data collection, analysis, and interpretation is also one of the key roles, and also presenting to stakeholders your findings using the various data analysis and data presentation tools would also be some of the things you find yourself doing as a data expert. And we have QA testing and some other courses which we are currently working to develop to add to our curriculum to give you a robust option where you can choose depending on your needs and depending on where you see yourself going into or where you see yourself being established in the next couple of years. So these are just some quick insights in case you are, sort of thinking which way, where you could really major and what suits or fits your skill set. So I just thought to just shed some more light on that already before we proceed. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you for that. Okay, so we have one of our alumni, Olufuntoye Wale, that will also be speaking to us on this journey, fellowship at the Bob Africa. Funto, over to you, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, please just leave like what's it called, a reaction, so that I know that you can hear me. Okay, all right. So my journey to Bob Africa was an interesting one. Before a friend of mine just told me, okay, he saw this link and he knew I was interested in tech, so he was like, I should try it out. And I was like, okay, let me just give it a go. Then I went through this process you guys are going through. I eventually joined the program, and on the first day, not on the first day, I think it was the second day, one day spoke to us. So he said something that struck me. He was like, you're not here to learn, you're here to climb the ladder of success. And that stuck to me. So I was more focused on using the bulb as a platform to success. And that's what I focused on through my entire journey, trying to ensure that, I work with my teammates. And of course, I loved the principles of the bulb, not impact and love. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make my impact. I'm going to, show love and do as much as I can. And learning was a nice process for me. Practicing behind the scenes. Whenever I learned something in class, I was always trying to practice it, because the truth is that you have to apply yourself. You have to keep practicing. You don't learn something and then you go home and you don't practice it. Programming is a lot of practice, so you have to practice a lot. And then along the line, I got an internship. Then after the internship, I spoke to Wanda about it, And one day was like, okay, I deserve better. And then through, of course, the bulb sends out your CV. My CV was sent out. And then I had a job at Keystone Bank where I currently work. So that's been my journey so far, joining the Bulb family. Thank you.
Okay, Funta. Okay, just one more thing, Funta. Do you want to share your application process and how it was?
Okay, for the application process, I got a guarant. Okay, do you mean like application like getting a guarantor and or is that what you mean?
Yes, sort of.
Okay. So I got a guarantor. I got two guarantors to sign. Of course, trying to convince people that I think I don't know how it is for your own program, but during my own time, you had to sign a blank check, and there was a lot of skepticism about it. How will I sign a blank check? So there were a lot of skepticism about it, but I was like, you know what? I really believe in the program because I did come physically to the board to come and confirm. And I spoke to the program manager then, and we talked about it. And I was like, okay, all right, this looks legit. So I did get my two guarantors to sign and got all my necessary documents and then submitted it, and so that I'll be ready in time to get the loan and whatnot. So that was it. So if you're having doubts whether it's legit or it's not legit, well, it's legit. So yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Funta. Thank you for that. All right,
Yeah.
so we can ask a question. So yeah, if you have any question for Funta, just kindly raise your hand so we can start taking questions. Okay, Francis, I have Francis. I have Emmanuel. I have Wilson. And confidence. Then good luck. Okay, all right. Francis, let's start with you. The question, please. Okay, Francis, I don't know if you can hear us, but we can't hear you. Okay, while Francis is trying to sort out the issue, Emmanuel, please go ahead with your question.
Okay. Think my question is, like doing the program, right? What are the challenges that you faced? Yes, and how were you able to overcome them? Like how were you able to manage your time? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Emmanuel, for that. Thank you so much for that question. Okay, my number one challenge was movement. So I was coming all the way from Ikorodu to the facility, and I had to get here in time. Usually, then classes could start 8 or classes could start 9. So that was my number one challenge because obviously, it's not an excuse that you're living far that I couldn't make it to class. That was my number one challenge. So I usually had to wake up very, very, very early to catch the BRT bus so that I would get here in time. So I would usually get here by 7:10. Okay, I don't know if your program is physical, but then it was physical for us. So we had to get to the facility by 7:10, and then after that, that was my number one challenge. My next challenge was trying to pick a time to practice, because obviously, like I said, you have to take time to practice. So usually the best thing is that immediately after a class, you shouldn't wait, and don't wait. Just immediately after a class, whatever you've learned, try to put it into a practical knowledge, something that comes up in your head that you can think of manipulating the knowledge you just learned, because programming is not one dimensional. So think of it. So if it is, maybe you learned about a variable or something, and you say you do a variable like this, then begin to ask yourself, how can I do this? So the challenge was, okay, creating time to practice. So what my solution was, immediately the class is over, just practice. And yes, that would make the knowledge stick. Then of course, over the weekend, practice some more. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, please.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Corey, are you still
Okay.
with? Okay.
All right. Yeah. So thank you so much, Punto and Emmanuel. Okay, Wilson, please go ahead.
Okay, my question is in the aspect of funding. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Can you
I
hear me?
can. Yes, I can. Yes,
Okay.
Wilson.
Now I was trying to discuss with one of the people the numbers. I called one of the numbers on the platform, and I was asking them how do we refund the that's my first question. How do we refund that? Because I'm not clear with what I read online. So I wanted to know, how do we refund or how do we pay? Because if we are going for it, I applied, I want to take a loan. So I am asking how we're going to pay. How do you pay? When do you start paying your loan, paying off your loan? And do you know the percentage? Can you tell us about the amount of money you have to pay, the percentage of the interest? That's my number one question. Then the second question is this programming stuff. Is there any specified, because I saw the laptop option. Is it mandatory that you use laptop? What if you have another laptop? Or is it all the laptop you have that is capable of running the processes or the applications and all those stuff? So is there any specified laptop, or is it better off to sign in for a laptop from them, from the vault? So I want you to clarify me on that.
Okay. All right. Corey, I will hand over those questions to you. I think you are in a better position to answer. That's more of a programming.
Yes, Punto.
Yeah.
All right. So Wilson, this is the session for the question that should be directed only to Funto as an alumni, as someone that has gone through the program. Okay. So you can put your question down in the chat session, then we'll put it out and attend to that later.
Okay.
Yes, please. Okay, all right. Who do we have next? Okay, Confidence. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Something I wanted to ask, in your CV or your resume, when the Bob was actually placing you on different jobs or companies, what were the requirements they were actually looking for? Was it just you being in the Bob and having this knowledge of JavaScript and project, or was other requirements? Were there other requirements, and how was the Bob? How are you able to gather up the content of your CV or concerning schooling and the rest? Was it a requirement for you to get those jobs and the Bob to send applications over?
Okay. Okay. So let me put it like this. Okay. The first job I had my first job. Okay. Let me start with the CV. For my CV, it was usually I put out a fellow at the Bulb Africa. So while I was here, I had some things to do. So for example, I was the best fellow for my cohort. So that went into my resume. That's obvious that I was the overall best fellow for my cohort, that I worked with my team. I did put in the projects I worked on while I was at the Bulb because it's project based. So I put my best foot forward, the best projects I had. I put them in my resume. impact I had, because usually, and so of course every agency or every company would have what they are looking for in a CV. For the format most companies look for is, what did you do? What was the impact? So I did this, and this happened. So in my own case, I put things like, I pitched in an idea to the CEO and my idea was picked. So that, yeah, so things like that. That's what I put in my resume. And that landed me my first job. Then as time went on, like I said, when I was giving my earlier speech, one day was of the opinion that I deserved better, and then sent out my CV again to partners, and then Keystone Bank, one of the partners picked it, and which is where I work currently. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, in a good sense, because since you have this kind of like upfront on the board, when you're applying for a job and in Nigeria here, and they notice that okay, you're coming from the board, but yeah, it could help us get jobs quickly. Thank you.
All right, no problem. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for that, Funto. Okay, we have good luck.
I'm not listening to that. I'm not trying to.
All right, good luck. You can go ahead and ask your questions. Okay, Chigozie, please go ahead. All right, Wisdom, please go ahead and ask your question.
All right, thank
Hello,
you,
everyone.
Funto.
You're
Hello,
welcome.
My
am I
network
audible?
is
Okay.
still lagging.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Okay,
Should I
hello.
carry on?
Yeah,
Yes,
can I
you
go
can.
ahead?
Yes,
Okay,
sorry,
okay.
who is
This is
oh,
Chigozie.
okay, Chigozie first. Sorry, Wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes, Chigozie, please.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to ask, I didn't get to hear your name. That's the alumni, because my network was really lagging. Um, so how was it for you at the training, during the period of your training? What was the experience like overall? I know, yes, when the CEO spoke, I remember he said it's not a training whereby they are graduating you to, proceed to another, say from primary to secondary or something of that nature, because
Yes.
I usually just fear that the most, just so you are not being fed something you are okay clamoring to go to another place to study. I understand that you also need to do your self-paced learnings and discipline yourself to practice and practice. So generally, overall, would you say that you were given enough to learn what you needed to learn, and how would you describe that in overall?
Okay, so of course, it's project-based learning. You have to apply yourself. That, I think there's no contention about that. Overall, working working with the knowledge you have, like overall. So like I enjoyed my stay at the Bob. Overall, I enjoyed myself. Of course, in the beginning there were a bit of issues here which were sorted out in time, and then it's merit-based. The Bob runs like a serious merit-based system. They recognize hard work a lot. So if you are putting in the effort, you are definitely going to be rewarded for it. If you are not putting in the effort, it will show too. So for me, my efforts were rewarded. every single step of the way. So for me, I was satisfied with that, despite the complaints, little complaints here and there. But I was satisfied with being rewarded for the hard work, the effort I was putting into ensuring that Bob Fellowship as a member or as a fellow then was working. So obviously, where I understood some concepts very well and I had classmates that were struggling, I would take my time to ensure that I explained those concepts to my classmates. So for me personally, it was an enjoyable process. Apart from, of course, waking up super early and coming to class and leaving late, then I had to leave late sometimes before fuel crisis started. Yeah. So does that answer your question?
Yes, that addresses my question. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have
Okay,
a
yes.
second question.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yes, go
second
on.
question is my second question is 1 second. Okay, I needed to mute.
Okay, while we are waiting for Chicos, Wisdom, please go ahead. Wisdom, the last question for this session.
Yeah, thank you very much. Funcho, please, I just have two questions to ask. One of it is fine if you don't want to answer it. The one I making reference to is how old you were when landing your current job through the bulb, because I know age is a factor when it comes to getting employed. And then the second one is from my understanding of your discussion. You seem like a Python developer. I don't know how sure I am. I just wanted to know if you have okay, JavaScript. Okay.
Yes,
I
all right.
wanted to know if you have prior experience before joining the board, because it's one thing coming with a background knowledge, and it's another thing coming with a different mindset and then acquiring the knowledge within that 6 months for you to then get the current job you are having, because all those also play into factor. So those are the questions I want to ask.
Okay, so for my age, I'm in my 30s. So yes, my age did not. All the places I worked in, I don't think my age had played a factor. So I'm approaching my mid-30s already. So yes. Then for prior experience, if it has been the truth is, because I wanted programming, because I had everybody just stumbles on programming along the line. So because I had stumbled on programming and I'd already started watching YouTube tutorials, so yes, I'd been practicing behind the scenes before joining the Bob. I didn't just join the Bob without having any knowledge on programming whatsoever. I didn't come as a blank slate. I'd been seeing what this whole programming was about through YouTube tutorials, whatnot. And I wanted to, my major aim for coming to the Bob was to improve my skills. I had the chance of working with teammates, working with a team, doing stand-ups, working in getting introduced to things, concepts like agile. So that was what part of the things that I learned during my journey at the Bulb. But I didn't come in as a blank slate. I did look at even when you receive like I think when they send you an email from the Bulb at my own time, during my time, when even before the exam, so during the process, I'm sure you see a line during one of the information they are sending you that you should try to watch tutorials before you come on board. It will help a lot. Just try to have like an idea of what you are doing before you come on board. Don't come in as a blank slate so that you don't run into issues. Yeah. Does that answer your question.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Yes, all right. You're welcome.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. So that will be the last for this session. Funto, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us today. It is
You're welcome.
appreciated. Lawal, you get to ask some questions, probably along the line. But for this session, we've ended the question and answer, guys. Okay,
Thank
all
you
right.
so
So
much
on
for
to
having me.
yeah, thank you so much, Funto. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. So on to the next one. We have other testimonials from other alumni that have gone through the program. So we have one of them, one of our female alumni, who has always dreamed to be a .NET software developer. And going through our program, she gained the knowledge and she's now working very, very, very good organization and earning well. We also have someone that went through the data analysis training, that was formerly a teacher and now is a data analyst and also doing well for himself. And also we have someone from our DevOps training who was formerly underpaid. He has a job before, but not really comfortable payment, and he joined our program and now is doing well for himself. Really doing well for himself from the DevOps track. Also, someone that was formerly a tutor and now a software engineer at one of the leading banks in Africa. So these are few of our many testimonials from our alumni network. Okay, so we have some of the videos. I'm sure Patrick has already shared some of the videos in the chat session. So if you want to watch the videos, you can go to the chat session and watch those videos. Because of our time, I wouldn't want to play these videos. Or is the link already on the chat session, so you can click on the link after this orientation. You can click on the link and watch the testimonials from our past fellows, from our alumni. And also this a few of our partners and also where our fellows work. We have Lacasera, we have commercial partners, we have Women Bank, we have Access Bank, we have Kuda, we have Flutterwave, KPMG, Carbon, Sparkle, and the likes. So these are partners and also where our partners at work. We also have Keystone, like I mentioned, we have GT Bank, Access Bank, and many more like that. Okay, all right. So this is a very interesting part where I'm going to hand over to our community manager, Favor, that is going to take us through what the community at the Bulb Africa looks like. All right, Favor, thank you. Over to you.
Hi guys. Let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me also.
Yes, we can.
All right. Hi guys. It's good to have you guys on here. My name is Favor Lema, and I'm your community manager. So I'm just going to run through the different communities that we have. Your community is going to be addressed as Cohort 5. I hope everybody is with their phones, because along the line, I'm going to need you to scan something. Okay, so we have the alumni community, which I hope by the grace of God, you guys would graduate into once you are done with your cohort. I spoke earlier when I introduced myself and I said that I will be managing you from now till forever, meaning that just because you finished with your cohort doesn't mean that you are no longer a part of the community. You are still a part of the community and you've graduated into the alumni community. So the community is still going to be engaging. As you see, we had someone address you earlier, Funto. He's still a part of our community despite being an alumni from the BOL. So we also have the Next Gen. Next Gen is a community that is within 7 to 17. So if some of you have children that are, catch them young, that are ready to get into tech, we have courses available for them right now. I think Daniel Asha probably is on the group. He could share more insights on that. Tech Jewel. Tech Jewel is an all-female cohort. So those of you, this is strategically targeted at women. It's just is a call to encourage women in tech. So most of the women on this cohort, I'm going to be sending the link. I'll be dropping the links in the chat box for you to join the Tech Joy community, which is on Telegram. And then we also have the desk. The desk is a community on its own whereby we have people who use our co-working space at the Bulb. So despite the fact that as one of the, along the line, I'm going to be talking about perks that comes with being an alumni and also being a fellow at the Bulb. You get a bit of discounts from using the desk, and that makes you part of that community. We also have companies that use the desk at the Bulb in the facility, such as Mcopa, Cohort. When you come in, you will see that. We also have Leverage. Leverage is a community of founders where we interview founders, companies, company MDs and CEOs, and they get to address you guys or tell you about their experiences, tell you about things that they do, and all of that. Please, next slide. Corey, the next slide, please. Okay, so if you have your phone with you right now, please can you just scan the code? Can you all please scan the code on the screen right now and join the your community on Discord? So I created this a Discord channel for you guys. Please do scan the code. Everybody, please scan the code right now. If you have scanned the code, just send me a thumbs up. And let me know if you are seeing the Discord channel. To tell you welcome to Discord channel 5, just a thumbs up, please. No, not don't raise your hand. A thumbs up. I don't know if a thumbs up. Thank you. Yes. So please scan the code before I move to the next slide. I'll just give you a breakdown of what. Okay, I can see some of you are joining. Thank you. Welcome to Discord. I'm sure some of you are also new to. Some of you are also new to Discord. I know a lot of people don't really know Discord because you probably are used to WhatsApp communities. WhatsApp just brought in communities. You are used to Telegram, you're used to Facebook and all the likes. So please do scan the code. You can see the code, scan me. So Discord is the Bob's community tool where we come together to engage and interact. And this is going to be majorly for Cohort 5 channel. So make sure you join the channel, and it's on Discord we get to play games, events, streams, hackathons, developers and the likes. On the Discord channel, you will see something like, I created different channels. So you're going to be having soft skills class, whereby you see people, you have your soft skills teacher posting information on there for you. You have this JavaScript, Java, .NET, DevOps, product design, product management, data analytics, Python, mobile development, and SQA. So if you are, let me know if you can see that. If you can see that and you have joined the Discord channel, just send me a thumbs up also. Let me know that I'm carrying you guys along. All right, I need more thumbs in the air. I need more thumbs in the air. I can see that you guys are joining. Thank you so much. All right. I need more thumbs in the air, please. Please do scan this. Before I move into the next slide. So on this Discord channel, this is where you guys get to send posting your questions, posting, interact with one another, get to meet one another. So after today, you still get we have a community whereby you can still interact with the Bob. For those of you that are not currently in Lagos right now, please scan the code. I can see someone is asking me, Olawale, can I get the Discord link? Just scan it on the
all right. So Favor,
page.
sorry.
All right.
Sorry, for some of us that we can't scan, can we get a link?
All right, for those of you that can't scan,
PT some of us that we are using Touchlight.
All right, okay.
So
let me send you the link. Oh, that's true. I know some of you are using your computers or phones to join this. Okay, so I posted the link right now. I will also post right now the link for the females on here. This Tech Joy community is just for females, please. So for the females on here, please, I'll drop the link right now for you to join. If you are joining, please, can you please just send me thumbs up? I need you guys to send me thumbs up. And if you can, just send me a thumbs up if you are joining the Discord. I need enough thumbs up in the air so I know. No, don't raise your hand, just thumbs up. You will see something called react. Just thumbs up. Okay. Then for Tech Geo community, let me send you the link right now.
So Favor, while we are getting the link for it, so someone just came into my DM and asked that, is there any special thing for all male cohorts or something like that?
Who's that?
Something that only men. It's like it is cheating.
No,
it's fine.
please, that conversation is not for today.
No, it's not for today, please. This is just something to encourage. I'm sure if you have noticed, the number of women that we are having on here are very few. So it's just to encourage women in tech and just build a strong community for them, basically. Thank you so much. I can see you guys are joining. Let me see how many people have joined before I before I move to the next slide. Okay. I need you all in here.
Yeah. I mean, guys, we strongly encourage you to join the C5, the Cohort 5 Discord group, because a lot of information will be passed there, and you could also, just drop quick questions and get instant responses there. So this is us giving you a direct link, that you can contact us and get instant response without delay. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I see about 10 people have
continue.
joined. I see about 10 people have joined. That's still very, very low for the number of people that are on this chat. In the meantime, before I move on, some of you could probably screenshot the page so you could click the link later on. I sent the link on. Francis is asking. I posted the link in the chat box. Just look at the chat box. You should be able to see it. Okay. Let me paste it again. Okay, so I posted it again. Please join it right now. Join the link for Cohort 5. Okay. For those of you that probably are having, yes, please join the link, guys, so you don't miss out important information. So this is where I get to communicate with you. Gabriel gets to communicate with you. Korede and gets to communicate with you, so you don't lose the link between you and the Bob. So every time you have a question, or probably there's somebody that is passing through what you're passing through, or there's something that you're not understanding, or there's something, this group helps. They totally do help you. So you get to understand. You get to have questions and have your own sense of community and understand that you are not alone, and
Okay, Favor, we can't hear you again.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, Favor, you froze for a bit, but can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Yes.
Okay, please
Okay.
proceed.
Can you guys? Okay, so I said that one of the, I know some people are going to ask me why Discord. Discord allows me to be able to organize events for you on there, especially for people that are virtual. So you don't get to miss out on activities and events that we are doing at the Bob. So for example, now we want to have something like a team bonding event. We want to be able to we could play games together. We could, have, because you guys are going to have team bonding events, and those are things that I'm going to be organizing for you. Corey and I. So this is one of the reasons why you need to join the Cohort channel, because it helps us to be able to, get to know each other better, one-on-one outside learning, you know, and all of that. So you get to play games on there. We get to stream together. We get to watch movies together. We get to do different things. You can even have an hackathon on there, basically. So it creates a fun and lively atmosphere, and also fosters meaningful communication, connections between all of us from different backgrounds. Because I can see some people are asking me in the chat, are we in Anambra? Are we in Ogun State? Are we in, you know, different states? So this helps you to be able to understand, you know, what is going on at the facility at the Bob. This is one of the reasons why it's very important for you to join the Discord channel. So you are not you are not far away and you know what is going on. This is where your facilitator sometimes might have information to pass. You're going to have probably a governor that is going to, you know, be your governor among you, that's going to be helping you with information and things like that. Let me see how many people have joined the Discord channel. If you have joined the Discord channel, please can you just send me thumbs up? I have 18 people on there already. All right, I have 80 people there. I think when we get to 30, please do scan this code. It's very important, very, very important. Scan the code on your screen. Scan the code on your screen. Very, 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 very important. Very. Scan the code on your screen. All right. Okay.
And also subsequently, towards the end of the program, we're still going to be leveraging these channels to share opportunities with you guys. For example, we have placement partners who make requests, you know, for talent that they want to hire. You know, sometimes they reach out to us, and it's through these channels, you know, would forward the request for your CV, so we can share with them, set up interviews with them, and everything. So I mean, the benefits are enormous. People, please just proceed. We'll keep nudging
All
them
right.
to join the chat session.
Okay. So, Corey, can we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. Hi, Corey. Okay. So, okay, let me talk about Defton. So you guys are going to have a graduation party, and the Defton is going to be your graduation ceremony. It's more or less like a festival here at the Bob, and it's aimed at celebrating outgoing fellows for their successful completion of the program. So the festival is designed for tech talent from across different organizations to hold conversations around industry trends, workshops, special presentation, and most other activities for tech and Texas, meaning that we're going to be bringing in HRs coming to this event. There's going to be an hackathon. You are going to show and display. There's going to be pitching contests. Those of you that have ideas, that have startups, you are going to, you know, this is an avenue, or this would be an avenue for you to showcase yourself and showcase, you know, bring yourself to the limelight and say, oh, this is what I did. So there are going to be HR from different companies there. There are going to be people that are looking to hire tech guys, bros, and it's just a ceremony to put you out there. So if you have any more questions about this, you could just, you know, once I'm done, just ask me in the comment section. Yes, that's what the Defton is going to be. So your Defton is going to be Def 23, and I really hope that everybody on here would have the privilege, God willing, and preserving, to all have, you know, to all be a part of the graduation ceremony. What we've started, we would finish. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So one of the perks and benefit of being a part of the Cohort 5 is that you get discounts on the desk at the Bob. So once you leave you graduate from being your cohort is done, we have a new cohort and you become an alumni. So whenever you come to use the desk, I mentioned earlier that we have companies that are currently using the desk. We have like for those of you that don't know what I mean by the desk, it's like co-working space where you have a designated you have a designated monitor, you have your own, you come with your laptop, there's a monitor, there's internet, and probably you don't have light at home, you don't have internet, so you come and you sit down and then you just pay for an hour or for the day, and you use your desk and you do whatever you want to do. So this is one of the reasons why this is one of the perks that comes with you being a part of the cohort. Yes. And then also networking is alumni. There are a lot of alumni that have gone ahead to that are doing so great in life. So many of them working. I had recently alumni address the current cohort I think C4Light. His name was Bayo Alabanjo, and he works for the Bank of Industry. And it was such a beautiful event, you know. They're just like you two, you know, watching him go through what you also went through, and he's now, you know, working for the Bank of Industry, a very successful guy. A lot of them, you would be able to, this gives you access to meet a lot of them. You get to, it's more or less like they're also having networking events too, whereby you meet these people, you get to know them, you know, and build your networking skills. So networking opportunities with startup founders. Recently at the Bob, we had the MD of former MD of Access Bank, and he's also the current MD of Sparkle. His name is Uzoma Dozier. He came to address the fellows, which is the C4Light, and you know he spoke to them about his startup journey, how he started Sparkle, how his experience with us at Access Bank. I'm also sure that your set is also going to be having a lot of, startup founders come and address you, probably the chairman of GT Bank, the chairman of Access Bank, come to talk to you guys and let you understand how the world works and how the tech world works and how they were able to, some of them, like their grass to grace stories, or how they were able to build themselves to the stage where they are right now. And I'm very sure it's most of the time it's always very inspiring because you get to meet these people live and direct. And it's also more or less like a networking event. I was the last one, someone was pitching his ideas to Uzoma Dozier. You get to, meet these people, and if you have a very wonderful idea that they feel like, oh, is anybody there?
Sorry, Favor. I'll let you go. Sorry, just give me 10 minutes. Call me back in 10 minutes, please. Correct.
Okay. All right. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to meet these people, these startup founders, and understand how they were able to build themselves to this stage. It helps a lot. I would always advise that when this type of events holds, wherever we are bringing a startup, not just necessarily a startup, a founder basically, or an MD or a CEO, I always advise that you don't join virtually. You actually come down to the facility, because it's a way of you getting to meet these people live and direct and in the flesh, and you get to ask them questions that you probably would not be able to ask them if you normally where you probably might not be able to meet them, but this is an opportunity whereby you are able to see these people and ask questions that probably you've always wondered. How did you guys get to this stage? How did you guys become where you are? This is something that I would love for every one of you not to take it as a joke, not to take it lightly, because it is more or less like an opportunity that, a rare opportunity, because to get these people to come, they have very busy schedules. So networking with opportunities with startup founders is one thing that I know that I would love for you guys to be a part of. Next slide. I think next slide, I would like to just say to all of you, welcome to fellowship at the Bob Cohort 5. Korede, please, can you take it back to to scan the code? Yes, to join in the chat section. You can see the co-working space, a very, very beautiful and serene co-working space where you can work. You get a discount off using this co-working space. So this is maybe maybe your kids are disturbing you at home, you need some privacy, you don't have good internet, you don't have light, you just come in here and you get to use your laptop and work. Also, one thing I would like to emphasize on that I didn't mention about your Cohort 5, I think Patrick mentioned earlier, is that I get to send you guys job opportunities on the group, on the channel. So I would love for you to please do not joke with this, with the channel, even after you are done with your after you are done with your training. This is one of the reasons why you are now an alumni, because I know at that point in time a lot of you are looking for jobs, you're looking to be placed. So we have partnerships with companies whereby we get to help you guys, to place you guys. So how for me to be able to follow up with some of you with with your CVs and with the hiring process, I need to make sure that you are easily getting information on the group. So when I ask, sometimes I could just post on the group and say, oh, we need backend. It could be me, it could be Korede, it could be Murade, or it could be like, oh, I need backend developers. Sometimes they request we need female backend developers, or we need male, we need specifically, they could ask, we need female backend developers, we need product managers, we need this, we need that. So if you don't use your Discord channel, or if you don't communicate, or if these are messages that you could, skip, and you wouldn't see and you wouldn't know, and you complain, oh, I'm not getting a job, I'm not getting placed. But what are you doing with the information that is being passed on to the channel? So do take this do take the information that is passed on the group. Do not mute the group, because information is passed on this group. This is where you get access to opportunities, access to information, especially opportunities, which I know that is one of the main goal of you being a part of the bulb. Yeah. Also, you could, or you also use the Discord channel to send me feedbacks. Probably there's something you want to talk about. You could, say your mind onto the group. Don't worry, there's nobody serious there. The CEO is not on the channel, so you just, I'm not. And there are also guidelines too. You cannot post things from other tech. You can't. Things that you have to post has to be curated around. You are not allowed to post things about church. You're not allowed to post things about mosque. You're not allowed to post things about, send this to 10 people. If you don't, you are going to die. All those kind of, you are not allowed to do things like that. It's basically just has to do with the bulb, the tech training, job opportunities, and things like that. So you're not allowed to post links to things that are probably maybe competitor. No, you're not allowed to do that. What you're allowed to do, and you have to be, also guidelines of you being extremely and very, very respectful to everyone on the group. It is very important. Please do not disrespect anybody. Do not use vulgar languages. Do not disrespect anybody. You could be penalized and kicked out. So I would plead with you now to be very respectful of the group. I can see about 19 people now have joined the Discord channel. I need more people on it. This is, we have about, let me see, 56 people. So that is actually very, very low. I cannot emphasize more than enough how important this group is very important. The link, if you need the link is actually in the chat box. I'm going to paste it again for those of you that probably have skipped it. I will paste the link to join the Discord channel. So I've posted it again on the group. I think does anybody have any questions for me? Does anybody have any questions for me? Please raise your hand up. Okay, Emenike, am I correct? Okay, confidence. I don't know. Switching. Does anybody have any questions for me? Please let me know if you have any questions on how to use Discord.
Yes, I have a question.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
All right, thanks so much. Okay, my first question is this: for people that are not residing in Lagos State, like I don't reside in Lagos State. Like, is there any arrangement for accommodation? That is one. Then secondly, for if one wants to go for the program, okay, since you have heard about the various loan platforms and categories, like how about if one wants to pay, maybe pay for it without the loan, like how much is it? I initially applied for DevOps. Thanks so much.
Okay, hi Emenike. For the second question you asked about the payment, that question is not directed at me. I majorly just handle the community, so I think that's a question that will be addressed later on. But for the first question, you asked me about accommodation for those of you that don't stay in Lagos, right? So we don't offer accommodation right now for those that don't stay in Lagos. But I know that the Discord channel is going to be a very good way of you communicating, because I know that there are other people right there that are also facing the same things that you're facing, probably that are not also in Lagos, that it is a very good way for you to communicate and find, like-minded people like you that probably don't stay in Lagos and probably are looking for accommodation or something like that, and you can both work together to find maybe a place that is quite affordable, So that's like-minded, somebody that is doing the same thing you are doing, that way to get reduce the burden of accommodation. Please, Corinne, can you?
To add to that, I think these are some of the questions we are going to be answering in the Q&A session. Talking about accommodation, for example, for our other states like Ogun State, Anambra State that we are scaling into, accommodations will be provided, made available for our fellows. But I don't think those questions are for Favor right now. So Favor, you can wrap up, and then when we get to the Q&A session, we will get to drill deeper into this. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I think, can Corridor please go back to the QR code for them to scan? Thank you so much. In the meantime, Jessica, I would love for you to just help me with the link for the females on here. Can you please help me paste? I'm having a problem pasting the link onto the chat. Can you help me with the Telegram link for Tech Jewel and paste it onto the chat? So this Tech Jewel is an all-female cohort that is comprised of females. Please, can you? I don't know if Jessica can hear me, please. Jessica, are you there?
Yes, I'll send it shortly. I'll send it right away.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So let me just give, I think, a minute or two for those of you that have not been able to join the Discord link. So please scan this code and join your Discord channel today. All right. So I think on there you can ask questions. Probably after this, maybe your question didn't get answered on here, probably because of the time. You trust me, you can still post these questions onto your Discord channel, and someone will be able to answer you. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Corridor, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Favor. Very interesting session with you. Even though it's just female, but that's fine. Anyways, all right. So guys, at the Bob Africa, it's very, very interesting. So so it's not yeah, we lay more, we try to work more on the technical aspect, on the training itself, and get you guys to job ready. But also on the side, we also do some interesting stuffs. I know, like team bonding. We organize parties and things like that. As a matter of fact, very soon we are going to be having a novelty match where it's going to be between fellows and staff, which I know staff we've always won. We've not seen any cohort that can still beat any staff of the Bob yet. So with that, when you guys come in, you're still going to have that experience. Sometimes we have beach parties and things like that. So it's not all just walk, train. So we have some very, very interesting things to do also. Okay, all right. Please don't forget, let's scan this code or use the link to join the Discord. Okay, I believe our CEO one day has already introduced the team, and we've also said one or two things, so I will just skip this part. Okay, I believe this is the session we have all been waiting for, where we have questions. Okay, but first of all, some people have already sent their question in the chat session. I think we should address that first. Then, if you have more questions, please also put in the chat session. We'll also write it out and try to address it as well. Okay, so what's the let me see. Jessica, is there a way you can just read out the questions for us so we can address it?
Okay, I'll do that. So first question on the group. Give me a minute, please. All right. So this person says, when we're done with filling the loan, we're expected to send the form to Cypher Loan at the Bob.Africa. How do we know that we have received an approval for the loan for Cypher and Rosabon? And how long will it take for the loan to be approved?
Okay, very interesting one. When you send all your complete documents to that particular email address, the duration for approval is not, we don't have any fixed timeline for the duration of the approval, but it is going to be between 3 to 4 weeks thereabout for that loan to be approved. So it's going to be a short pass if you send all your complete documentation and you leave nothing out. So definitely your loan is going to be approved. But for the exact timeline is about 3 to 4 weeks. So Patrick, I don't know if you have anything to say on that also.
Okay, yeah, with respect to the timeline, like you rightly said, the earlier we get all the documents and the more accurate, the make the loan application, the easier it is. So we don't have to, spend time going back and forth, with requesting for additional information or when there's an error with certain information that was provided in the application and all that. Yeah, but for now, we really can't state the exact timeline, that the loan application would take, but ideally it shouldn't take so long. It shouldn't take so long, and it should be within the tentative time frame that we have planned, to kick off the physical training. It's if one day is here, he can help shed more light on that as well.
Okay, all right. Jessica, I think we can move to the next question.
Okay, so the next question says, what time and day will the training hold in a week?
Okay, all right. So in a week, we have 3 sessions. That will be 3 physical sessions in a week. There will be a schedule that will be created for your cohort, a schedule created particularly for your cohort, which will not be shared now. So it will be shared probably a few weeks before a resumption. And okay, so yeah, so out of that 3 weeks, so sometimes you can get to have just out of the 3 times a week, you can get to have one virtual session, which is not always like that, because in as much as we want you guys to be physically present at every session, we also realize that as developers, as engineers, as designers, as managers, you guys mostly be working remotely. So we also want to bring in a habit of learning what it is to work remotely, learning what it is to work with your teams online, virtually, using all these platforms like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and the likes. So that's why sometimes we do virtual classes, but it is 3 sessions a week. And
So
also,
the next
aside the 3 session a week, sorry about that, Jessica. Aside the 3 session a week, we also have one session that is for soft skill training. So out of the 3 sessions you have a week, you also have one extra session that is for soft skill training. Yes, Jessica, go ahead, please.
Okay, please, I just want to address this. So for those who are asking for Python class and those who are asking for DevOps, everything already said applies to all our classes during this fellowship program. So I want to believe that we've answered all of those questions as to how many times a week is your class. So we're moving to the next question. It says, are we going to submit the guarantor's blank check or the applicant's blank check?
Okay, for the blank check, is going to be your guarantor's blank check. Specifically, the guarantor that filled the statement of net worth will be the one submitting the blank check. So you have 2 guarantors. You have the other guarantor that will be filling the statement of net worth that would also be submitting the blank check.
Okay, the next question says, I'm currently 41 years old and I applied for DevOps. Do I still have a chance of being employed after my training?
Yes. Now let me take that. Now in the tech space, if you notice these days, a lot of companies don't even ask for your age. They don't even ask for your date of birth, and they don't ask for all of this information. What matters is what you bring to the table. What can you do? What skill do you have? What's your expertise level? What can you deliver? That's what they basically ask. And another important thing to note is while you are taking this training, don't just limit your mindset to securing a job. We have people who's taken our training, they paid off their loan and they decided to be freelancers. So they work on their own, they consult on their own. Some get gigs on Upwork, some get gigs on freelancing platforms, and they do their thing and they charge and they bill as much as they want to. Right. So don't just limit your thinking or your expectation to just a job and then try to allow age, come in as a barrier or something. No, it's never too late to start. It's never too late. You can be 50 and you could be an exceptional developer and you get a job and you deliver excellently and you get paid, right? I hope that answers your question.
Yes, okay, yeah. To talk more on that, so we had one of our alumni was actually of age. I we did that late 30s or early 40s. He's even part of the people that even completed that's completed the loan repayment. So it's one of the alumni that has even actually completed a payment and collected all the documents. So it's not just about how old you are or your age and things like that. Yes, Jessica, next question, please.
Okay, so the next question is where do we submit the Rosabon loan after filling and scanning?
Okay, I know Daniel sent a link to the Rosabon form. So just check the chat session. There's a place where you fill the form and you have to upload all the necessary documents. So you don't have to send it. Since it's already on the form, we'll get all the information we need from there. So there's on that form, there's a form, there's something you're supposed to fill. When you fill that form, scan, upload it to the Google form and submit. So I don't know, Daniel, are you on this call?
So the link is there in
I'm on
the
the
group.
call.
Oh, okay, all right. So shed more light on that the form created for Rosabond.
Okay, so basically, this has been sent before now. There is a Google form where I will share the link to the form where you fill in your name, email, you download the form, fill, scan, and upload it back to the Google form. So I'll send it to the group chat again.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel. Can we get the next question?
I don't have an NYC certificate and school degree, but I have my guarantor's form ready and other forms. Can I still apply?
Okay, yes, you can apply for the fellowship program, but the thing here is you would not be able to apply for the sci-fi loan. So it's either you pay upfront or you go through the payment plan. That is paying in installments, and you have to complete your payment before the program. But for the sci-fi loan, you'll not be able to apply for the sci-fi loan. But I believe you can apply to the Rosabond loan option.
Jessica, could you please take that question again? Sorry, I didn't get it.
So he said he does not have a degree, I believe, or NYC certificate. That can he still apply?
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, Jessica.
Okay, yeah, I said she said she does not have a school certificate and an NYSC degree, but she has her guarantor's form ready and other forms. Can she still apply?
Yes, she can proceed and apply and then reach out to us, to iron out every other detail with that with concerning that. But she can proceed and apply.
Okay, so another person is asking what is the difference between the sci-fi loan and the Rosabond loan, and also is it a physical class or a virtual training? Then
Okay,
how
I think
about those in Anambra State?
I think Daniel has answered that in the chat box. For those in Anambra State, we are still currently in talks with some of the top guys at the Anambra State government who are looking to scale the capacity development and human capital of the state. So we are going to be working hand in gloves with them, to scale the program and have some cohorts run in Anambra, just the way we are currently, rolling out in Ogun. You would have accommodation as well for those in those particular states. Where we don't have accommodation currently is Lagos. However, if you want to train in Lagos and you need accommodation, you can always reach out to us and we can support you, in securing accommodation here in Lagos. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Someone is asking what's the importance of the school certificate and NYSC.
Okay, let me just quickly say this. Number one, when you talk about the importance, I did mention earlier that some, especially most Fortune 500 companies these days, when they are looking to hire talent, they don't even want to see your certification. They don't want to see your whether you have a degree or not. What they are mostly interested in is your skill. What can you deliver? What can you do? Right? But we need this certification in place for a couple of reasons. Which, number one, it forms part of your collateral. Number two, it also helps us, to cut out that challenge of degree qualification in a situation where certain placement partners who hires you, request or send in their criteria, which most time or sometimes you get to see a degree or sometimes postgraduate degree or something like that. So those are the reasons why we collect some of these. I think one day we'll shed some more light in that regard. One day, are you here?
Yes, thank you. So simply put, right, for those that are making their payment upfront, for those that are making doing the installment payment, we don't require that you have a university degree. We don't require that you must have served. However, for those that are accessing the loans, the requirements that CBN has set, that Roosevelt has set for the loan is that you must have graduated from an accredited university and you must have served. And as part of taking the loan, the bank is going to hold on to your certificate and your diploma. So that's the importance, right? So it's for those that are accessing either of the loans, this is a requirement that the bank is asking for.
All right, thank you so much, Wendy. I think that has been addressed. Jessica, can we move to the next question, please?
Okay, please, before going to the next question, if you're having issues with the form, I think you all need to refresh your browsers. When you do that, you'll be able to fill the form and proceed with it. So the next question says, are we open to internship after the course?
I don't understand that question. Are you open to internship after the so again, let me answer it this way. We are going to, as much as possible, create the opportunities for you to get in front of employers. And so what this means is one of those employers, I employ software developers at the bulk. We outsource software developers to our partners. We help companies look for software developers. We also help companies build products with software developers. So we employ. However, are we going to employ you just because you are a graduate of the Bulb Africa? No. We're going to employ you because you are competent. Being competent and being an alumni gives you an edge over another competent person that I don't know from anywhere. But competency comes first. So to the question, are you going to get internship? Let's put it this way. There is another program that will be introduced to you, if it has not been introduced, called the Bob Institute Internship Program. That program allows you to sign up for us to shop you around with our partners for internship opportunity. We have signed an agreement with our partners that we can send them interns, that we have interns that are willing to work for free, to intern for free for 90 days, as long as they make an offer within 45 days. If they don't make an offer after 45 days, that intern can leave. You don't have to finish the 90 days. However, remember that when you are going to intern somewhere, it is a privilege because you will be in a job. So that's why our partnership with them is, look, take these guys for free. When you see what they can do, you would want to make them an offer. The reason why it's a separate agreement with you is because we are not saying that you must offer your services for free. If you want to increase your chances of getting a job, we think you should intern. And if you're not, so I always tell people, if you're sitting down at home for free, why are you not interning somewhere for free? Because you're not getting any income anyway. So if you do well in the program, we will share your resume with partners, including the bulb. If you go through the interview, if you and out of the internship program, the employer then decides if they want to pay you while you are interning with them, or if they can only offer you free internship for a short period. It is totally up to you to determine what you want to do. Our job is to get you trained and employable. The rest of the decision with your career is totally dependent on you. Jessica.
Okay, so the next question, this person is saying that he has, well, this is a lot. Okay, so I applied as JavaScript developer. What are the areas of JavaScript? I mean, is it either front end, back end, or mobile development?
Patrick, do you want to take that? Or Corey?
Okay, yes. For our JavaScript, is full stack.
All right, we need to clarify that, right? Corey. So yes, it's a full stack training program.
Please mute your mic,
Can you mute
everyone.
yourself, please, if you're not. Okay, thank you. So just to expatiate on what Corey said, it is a full stack program. However, while you're in training, at some point you will determine in what area you want to go to. What that means is you will learn the introductory part, the fundamentals of JavaScript. Then you'll be introduced to backend, you'll be introduced to front end, you'll be introduced to React Native. But then if you want to be a mobile developer in React Native, you have to take the React Native training later. There's another course for that, but you'll be introduced to it. However, you would then decide, do you want to be a backend engineer or a front end, where you will now spend most of your time doing either React or Node.js. But again, like we said, it's a full stack program. But we believe because you are entry level, you should pick one and nail that one down before you jump on the other one. So if you want to do Node.js, focus on Node.js. Once you have a job in Node.js, you can start to train yourself on React or Vue or Angular. Or you can train yourself on React. After getting React, you can train yourself on React Native. But at least try to get in the door first as a JavaScript engineer, front end or back end. Next question, please.
So the next question says that with regards to the Parallax loan, He said he's having issues, and the message says validation failed on the bank app, not at browser level. So he's not able to proceed with the application via the bank app. What does he need to do?
Can we Korede, can we do a session later today for those who want to open an account? So that you guys can just focus on trying to troubleshoot that issue, please. So that we don't spend the rest of the time trying to troubleshoot Parallex's app.
Okay, one day. Noted. Or should we say those that are having that issue should reach out, or for everyone?
So for anyone that is interested in joining, so I think you should set up a link for anyone that is interested in joining the link. For anyone that is interested in joining the link, because they want to sign up for Parallax, they should join. But for as many people as possible, I mean, we're all smart people. I think we should just go ahead and try as much as possible to download the app and open an account and, fund the account. But if you're having issues, you can just join the session for troubleshooting. All right.
Okay, next question. I am a secondary school holder and also a main stack developer. I currently applied for DevOps. Am I good to go?
So secondary school, I'm guessing that this person is not applying for a loan. If you want to take the DevOps training, you can take the DevOps training. It's all your choice.
Okay, please, before I proceed to the next question, I want to address this. We have fellowship program at the Bob Africa, and we also have career advance at the Bob. Those are two different programs, and the orientation we're doing today, fellowship at the Bob Africa. When we'll be doing orientation for career advance, that is when we'll be treating courses on product management, data science, and the likes of it. So someone asked about project management. Please, we'll attend to you during career advance. But for now, we're handling fellowship at the Bob Africa. So to the next question, who do we contact for accommodation and follow up to payments? And since we cannot apply for a loan if we don't have a certificate, do I have to reapply again and select the upfront or installment section because I have applied before?
I think that person can just send an email, or the person can drop their information right now for Corridor and you'll be contacted. If you want to switch your mode of payment, you don't have to reapply.
Thank you. Next question. I'm interested in the physical training, but I have a 9-to-5 job. How is it going to work for me?
For the fellowship program, 9-to-5 does not work. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you should be looking at a career advance course. For the fellowship program, it is full-time, Monday through Friday training. In the past, we've had people resign those jobs because, again, like we said, this is a sacrifice and an investment.
Thank you. Next question. Do I need to have a prior knowledge for DevOps, and when will the program begin?
So all these DevOps questions, I thought we would have handled this before we get to orientation. I believe that everybody here now should know what they want to do. If you're going into the DevOps training program, I think you can have a conversation with the team after to decide, where you want to go. The purpose of orientation is for you to get information not on individual courses or tracks, but for you to get information about the program, the loan application, mode of payment, how long it takes, how to get a job, and all of those things. So anyone that has a question on a particular track, please reserve your question and send or meet with Corridor or reach out to Corridor, the program coordinator, and they'll be able to answer that.
Thank you very much. I think this is all of the questions we have for now. Wanda has addressed every other issue. Please, those who are asking about DevOps, JavaScript, you can find answers to these questions on our YouTube channel, right? So we go to our YouTube channel at the Bob Africa. You can find questions and answers to your question with regards to how do I start as a DevOps, how do I start as a JavaScript, and the likes of it. So I think this is all of the questions we have for now. If you have any further question regarding the fellowship program, please send it. We'll be wrapping up soon. Thank you.
There are hands, Jessica, there are some hands raised.
Okay, so I'm going to call your name and please you're mute and ask your questions. Thank you. I have the very first person, Emenike. Emenike, please unmute and ask your question.
All right, thanks so much. All right, my question is this for DevOps. Like, how much is the training fee that without the loan? Like, if someone is not taking loan, since we have already have the different categories and different one is not taking loan, like how much is just the training fee? And then secondly, when is the training starting? That is for this cohort. But since you say there is accommodation for Ogun Center, since you said there is accommodation for Ogun Center, so please, when is the Ogun batch starting? Like what month exactly and the date? Thank you so much.
Corridor, can you please take that question? And I hope you guys have updated the exchange. I hope you guys have updated the exchange rate. Because the exchange rate has changed. Patrick, can you guys please make sure you look into that? But the DevOps class without the loan is 750. I'm sorry, is $1,000. Yes, it's $1,000. For accommodation in Ogun State, this orientation, Corridor, this orientation is not for Ogun State, right? Jessica, it's not 750. Dollar has changed. You guys need to update the exchange rate. It's $1,000. Corridor, this orientation is not for Ogun State, from my understanding. So for those who want to sign up for the Ogun State cohorts, we will notify you when Ogun State is ready. Can we take the next question, please?
Okay, the next person is Confidence. Please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to say I dropped in my contact for the to contact you for the processing of my payment upfront or installment.
All right. Somebody reach out to Confidence, please. Eminike, if you please, once you've asked your question, please drop your hand so that we can track. Okore Chidi is next.
Good afternoon. Please, my question is concerning
No.
the...
Okore Chidi, sorry. Kosarachi, just give us, we'll get to you.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a question to ask. I'm actually on that career advance program, but then you see, I'm not the same body or the same institute that organizes the same program. I have a question. I registered since end of April. Even then, and I noticed that people have poor communication issue. Nobody's reaching out to anybody. They will tell you from May 20th to May, they keep on changing date. No any these things. Since then till now. I want to actually understand. Yeah, I know this is not actually for a career advance, but I want to understand what is the problem, what is the issue. It's not about maybe they will say pay for the program. We paid, but give us the guardian and all that. The land they said that people are few. If people are few, shouldn't be on. They said from May to June, from June to June. This is July, entering August, nothing yet. We don't have any definite answer in regards to that. Doesn't make sense. I'm actually getting pissed off with the whole thing. I came to the other office the other day, the same thing. So I want to know what's the actual problem. I want to know what's the actual problem.
All right, thank you, Chidi. Apologies for that. I want to personally, can you please mute yourself if you're not speaking? Chidi, I want to personally take responsibility and apologize for the miscommunication. Korede and Patrick, can we take everybody in Career Advance? Can we make sure that we notify them before the end of the week when their orientation is and when classes starts? And then when we have your orientation, Chidi, we will give you all of the full details as to why we've been moving the dates. But we're going to commit to an orientation and a start date this week. Apologies for that.
Hi, Wande. I wanted to quickly add to that. Chidi, again, apologies. I believe a member of our team has been engaging with you. And one day the orientation for project management and career advance has taken place. However, we had some bottlenecks and we are trying to complete all the orientation before the program itself kicks off. So the date is supposed to have been communicated to him by Daniel, which I would nudge Daniel to reach out to him to do that. Right. So Chidi, again, we apologize for the delay and we'll provide you more information, which I believe we already have, but we'll still provide you more information and headway moving forward. So this isn't for career advance, this is fellowship. We've done about 8 cohorts of fellowship, including the light cohort. We have one currently running. And once we hit the ground running with career advance, all your concerns will be treated as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chidi. And again, thank you for enduring and being patient. You will get notified today and would kick off with you. Wisdom.
Hi, Wisdom. Can you please unmute your mic and speak? Okay, yeah, it's ready.
We can't hear you, Wisdom. You can go ahead and type your question. Kosarachi, you can please go ahead. I think we should stop taking questions after Evelyn. So, well, Evelyn will be the last person. Kosarachi, please ask your question. Patrick, please drop your hand if you.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my question has to do with the project management course. Earlier on, someone said, I think one of the curators said it's not a fellowship program, it's another program. I want to know if it will be starting like this same student. I haven't gotten any certificate.
All right.
Or it's loan. Someone was talking of I won't be able to the sci-fi loan or the other loan. So what is that loan about and how to access it?
All right. So for career advance, you can access the Rosabon loan. Can you please, Patrick, just make sure we address Kosarachi as well and everybody else that is part of the career advance so that we can resolve that. Please, Kosarachi, you'll be contacted today with all the information that you need. Next up is Wilson.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I am trying to find out. I didn't really follow up when you were talking about the open check stuff. I don't know. Can you clarify me on the open check issue? I think I dropped that question in the chat box, but it was not answered. That question was not answered. So clarify me on the open check.
All right. So this is a very important question, and everyone must have clarity on this. If you are going to be accessing the student loan, one of the requirements of taking a loan, taking this type of loan, is that you or your guarantor would write a check to us, but you will not be putting an amount there. If you default after the period, you will see in your bond agreement, I believe 6 months after payment. So yes, if you're supposed to be paying every month, if you miss 6 months payments, you will be notified and your guarantor will be notified that because you have defaulted on your loan, we are going to be presenting your check for the total balance of the loan. So make sure that that money is available in your account. So it is just one of the ways that the bank protects itself when they are giving these loans. They just want to make sure that they have some sort of the collateral that they can fall back on if you decide not to pay. So the check, the blank check, is an insurance policy that the bank is asking for if you want to get a loan.
Okay. I heard you say you or your guarantor. Is it your guarantor that is supposed to present the blank check, or you? Please, I want to get a clarification because the guarantor stuff and this thing has to do with someone's money. So I'm trying to get a clarification so that I will know how to explain to my guarantor, or
So
if I am the one.
Wilson,
Yes.
you are taking a loan, right?
Okay. Yes.
If you are taking a loan, two people are guaranteeing that the bank should give you the loan, right?
Okay.
One of them or you, I think, Korede, correct me. Is it the person that is filling the net worth, or is it the student? We can take the student's check.
Oh no, the guarantor that is filling the statement of net worth.
Okay, so the guarantor that is filling the statement of net worth has to give us a blank check. Sorry for my misrepresenting that. So the blank check is coming from the guarantor. The guarantor is standing in for you, saying, give Wilson a loan of 3 million naira. He can pay back. But if he doesn't pay back, I am standing in for him as his guarantor. Call me, I'll get him to pay. If all else fails, where your guarantor cannot get you to pay, the check is the insurance company that the bank and the insurance that the bank has to make sure that that loan does not go bad. So that's why a blank check is required.
Okay. I understand now. No problem. I understand.
Thank you,
Okay.
David.
Thank
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think most of the questions I had have been addressed by the answers you have given. Maybe I'll just ask one about the date the training is starting and how many hours we'll have per day for the training.
Corey, I'm going to push that question to you guys to respond to, because training has started. This is all part of the beginning of the process, orientation. As far as your class schedule and all of those things, I would have to push that to the team to respond to that later. You'll be getting series of emails, giving you schedules and all of those things. Like I mentioned earlier, you guys don't listen, and I don't know why. We said we were going to take Evelyn as the last question. So for those Bashir and Oeka Chuku, we will not be able to get to your questions now. You can reach out to the team later to ask your questions. Chukuka.
Good afternoon. So my question is, I want to come in for your Python classes, but I currently work and I work shift. So there are days where I'm off work. I work 4 days on, 4 days off, and I also work nights. So I want to mix it with the Python classes because you said working full time and mixing the classes will be difficult. So I just want clarity on it because I have days off that I can take the classes and.
Again, once the schedule comes out, if you can adjust your work schedule, that's fine. Especially if you're accessing the loan, we need you to be present, because if we kick you out of class for not attending, for being late, for disciplinary issues, we are still going to call on the loan. The
Yeah,
part of it
I'm not
that
accessing the loan. So
okay, if you are not accessing the loan, just once we send the schedule, just make sure that you work your schedule around the class schedule. That's all.
all right, thank you very much.
All right. And the last question, Evelyn.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Please, my question is this. Apart from filling the loan form, are we still going to fill another form before are we going to complete another form? I mean, the admission form, apart from the loan form that we submitted?
So yes, so there are a series of forms that you're going to be submitting, but first we need to know how you want to pay for the program. Eventually, it all boils down to your contract. You are going to be signing, if you're accessing the loan, you're going to be signing a bond agreement, right? But you've already applied. We already have your application, but there is a bond agreement that you're going to be signing if you're accessing the loan or if you are paying in installments. So there's still some models of paperwork to do, but first is admitting you provisionally, then making sure that you go through the process of paying however you want to pay. If you're going through the loan, making sure that you get approved for the loan before we can then give you a final approval. Once we give you a final, a non-conditional admission. Once we give you the non-conditional admission, then everything goes. But a lot of things will be happening in parallel. The team will be reaching out to you with schedules and plans and everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So Bashir Onyekachi and Onyekachuku and Wisdom, please push your questions to the team. At this point, I want to hand over back to you guys, Korede, Patrick, and Jessica. Thank you all.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much once again, Wendy. Really appreciate that. Okay. So Jessica, I think this question and answer session, I think we're over with this particular session now.
Oh yes, we're done. So I just shared our YouTube channel, our YouTube link. So for some of your questions, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can also take your time, go to the YouTube link. You're going to see answers to so many of your questions. And please do also follow us on all our social media platforms, on IG, on Twitter, Discord channel, our Telegram group, for you to stay updated with all of this information. And don't forget to check your emails. Please do well to check your spam. And if you see a message on spam, just try to make sure that you take it back to your inbox, just so that you can keep getting information. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who attended our program, and would like every one of us to turn on our camera so we can take a group picture. I would really appreciate if you do this. Thank you very much. Over to you, Coredy.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jessica. All right, so I'll be sharing the link very soon for those of us that are having issues with our Parallax Bank account opening, so we can join the meeting later by 3 today, so we can try to fix every issue. So the link will be sent to you very, very soon. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session. I hope we've been able to sort out so many things and be able to answer most of the questions we've been asking. I hope you guys are now ready for the program. All we are waiting for is for your loan, for you guys to send your application and send all the necessary documents. Once you send all the necessary documents, your loan process will begin, and once it is approved, you guys would be coming into the program. We are glad to accept. In fact, we can accept everyone, even if we have 2,000 of you, we can accept everyone. We are pleased and glad to accept everybody into the program. So please, guys, don't forget all we've said. Let's join the Discord channel. Also, let's try as much as possible to send all our documents as soon as possible. Don't forget that for the Parallax Bank, we have Friday. So please, let's send all our documents, and also I'll be sending the link so that you can join we'll also share the link on our social media so they can join the meeting on how to on how to onboard to the Parallax Bank, on how to open the accounts for Parallax Bank. Please don't forget. And also, I'll see if I can share this the recording. I'm not sure about that yet, but I'll see if I can share it to everyone. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So I don't know if Patrick has anything to say, so we can end this session.
Okay. I think it's been we've spent quite some time here. We had scheduled this for just about 2 hours, but I see that we've done 3+ hours here already, and it's been a very insightful and interesting one. And we want to thank you all for taking out your time to join us today for this orientation. We want to also thank you for all the questions, all the concerns that you've raised. We are happy to hear all of these, and we are happy to support you for those having challenges here and there, and for those who need us to reach out to them. We thank you so much, and please just ensure you join our Discord so you can drop further questions, and if you require any assistance, you can reach out to us. Our social media DMs are open. You can send us questions there, or if you need any support, I will be pleased to to respond to you right there. It's been a good one from my end. Thank you so much, and thanks to our team for putting this together as well. Great job, everyone, and we hope to have you on board our program. We hope and we'll try our best to see that your loans get approved. And for those who are going with our payment plans and options, we hope to receive your payments to confirm your slots while we put everything in place to hit the ground running with the actual training classes themselves. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Corey, I'll hand it back to you guys for any closing shenanigans that you may have.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Patrick. I think we've said it all. And okay, I just dropped the link for Parallax Bank application for those of us that are having issues, or for all of us that want to, apply to the Parallax Bank loan option. And also, Jessica just dropped the WhatsApp our WhatsApp chat platform. So if you have any questions, you can also go to the WhatsApp or just open the link, click on the link to chat with person in charge of our WhatsApp channel, so you can ask questions. And also very important, once again, please don't forget the Discord channel. Open the Discord channel link and also join the Discord, please. All right, okay, I think we are good for today. So any other information, trust me, guys, we're going to send any other information we have to everyone. When I'm talking about other information, I'm talking about the date for resumption, also the schedule. I mean the timetable for every session, for every track, for every course. We'll also send the timetable, the class schedules, and the likes. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Really,
okay, Evelyn, you have something to say? Please, everyone, turn on your cameras. Let's take our virtual photos. Thank you. Can we please turn on our cameras? It's time for virtual photo. Who wants to rub powder? Please put on your powder, because you're going to see yourself on YouTube. You're going to be seeing yourself on Instagram. And this is me saying welcome to every one of you to Fellowship at Above Africa. Thank you very much. Are we ready?
Jessica, how do I look? Am I good for the gram now?
You look good. Everyone is looking good.
All right.
So we good. Everybody say cheese. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.